What up, people? TAP has been doing a lot of work behind the scenes because we have our first event in ages coming up. We have an exclusive screening of our interview with legendary local artist MF Griffin at MF Studios, accompanied with our first bottle share and an after party with our guy DJ Dirty Martinez. It's happening on Saturday, May 15th, and it's gonna be dope. The interview is shot like a mini indie documentary, so very different from what you've normally seen or heard from us. Invites are kind of limited, so if you want to pull up and you have not received an invite, DM or email us. This episode, as you might know, is a run it back of our interview with legendary journalist Jovita Moore. For those that don't know, she underwent intense surgery to remove a brain tumor. Thankfully, she is fine and recovering now, but we would like to continue to send her prayers and blessings, and to the few listeners who recently got acquainted with us and don't know her story, please enjoy. What up, people? You're listening to the Atlanta Podcast, where we drink local beer and invite you into our unfiltered talks on news and culture in the city of Atlanta. Now, when I say unfiltered, I mean...
He's trying to say we say fuck a lot.
Yeah, it's rated R for, ribbed for your pleasure.
Oh. Nigga.
You like
No
it, right?
lube, bro?
No? Too much?
All right.
Run it back.
Enjoy the show. Is this your first time on a podcast? No, right? Can't be.
No, I think it is.
What?
I don't think so.
Hey.
What?
Yeah, I'm serious. I don't
And
think.
it
Are we
should
recording?
be.
Do I need to talk up here?
Well, yeah,
No.
I mean...
Eventually.
Yeah,
Eventually, yes.
yeah.
But not right now. No, I don't think I've been on a... Right, yeah, I don't think... That's why I'm kind of marveling at how this works.
And you
how
decided
it
to start
happens.
here.
I mean,
Hey, our
You guys-
our
Thank
name.
You guys
Thank
lucked
you
out.
so-
I was like, okay, it's a Friday. I can... Right. Right, exactly.
All right, let's start. What up, people? Welcome to the Atlanta Podcast. It's your boy, Christian.
Justin.
And Myron.
And we're talking about stuff going on in Atlanta. On this episode, we have the privilege of hanging out with the Emmy Award-winning
Cheer.
journalist legend and WSB-TV Channel 2 Action News anchor, Jovita Moore. Yeah. Thank you
Hi.
so much. Thank
Shout
you
out to
so
Cox.
much for-
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Deciding
for
to
having
come
me.
out.
Thanks for asking me to come hang out with you guys.
The pleasure is all ours.
Thank you.
We're still wondering why you decided to come on here, because our podcast is very ratchet.
Yeah, we're very unfiltered.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens. And I realize I don't have to answer questions. I know
Exactly.
that. Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She brought her attorney here, so
Right. Right. I have an attorney who can plead the fifth for anything that needs to happen.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. Before every episode, we like to crack open a local beer to enjoy and discuss with our jack of all drafts, Myron. So, Myron, what we got on tap?
So what we have on tap tonight is a beer from a brewery we've had before, Six Bridges Brewing. They're up in Johns Creek. This is a version of their sour Continuum. The first one we had was Pink Guava. I think it was Pink Guava and maybe salt in it.
Yep.
Pink Guava and
Pink guava.
and that one was dope. But this one is with blueberry and pink guava. So you're gonna crack that open.
You don't like sours
I
normally,
don't
right?
like sour.
Did you like the first one?
Yeah,
thought you did.
I like the other one.
I'm all about it. It
You like
tastes
this
like
one?
juice.
It's interesting. It has a lot of flavors. Can you go into depth with it, Myron?
So yeah, Justin doesn't like it. But this one is
It's tart.
it's a little more tart than the last one. The last one's a little more subtle because pink guava does have a subtle finish to it. Mm-hmm. The blueberry comes out in almost like a thicker mouthfeel type. You know, it gives a little more body, in my opinion. But no, it's great. It's I think it's 5%.
What was your...
Blueberry and pink guava beer?
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
y'all are drinking?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
getting crazy out here.
Right, I know. That's kind of a weird combination, but it sounds like some Kool-Aid or something.
It tastes mimosa-y.
Mimosa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of
This-
sweet.
this-
Too
this-
sweet.
It's more tart than the sweetness.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more tart.
It's not a lot of sugar. You get more of the fruit flavor in it. This is something, like you said, this is like a brunch type beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Brunch beer.
Brunch
okay,
beer,
got it. I mean, because do you want a fruity beer?
I don't like fruity beer.
Yeah.
I like bitter beer.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a lie. Because you drink shitty beer.
Yeah.
When I bring you beer,
I said
As
when
he puts the Bud Light can away.
so yeah, the what is it? The Bud Light Lamaritas don't count as fruit beer. That's trash.
Yeah.
Not craft?
Son, this is why
lime Rita. Is that even a beer?
Exactly.
That's not really a beer, is it?
Exactly.
It's technically malt liquor.
I'm sure.
Is it
Actually-
really?
I think it is.
Like
I'm
Mad
Probably.
Dog?
Yeah.
I think so.
Absolutely.
But no, this is a great another great beer from the homies at
Six
Bridges. I'm about to say Johns Creek.
Well, that's where they're
That's
at.
where they are, but they
Appreciate you.
Six Bridges.
Eventually, they're going to tell us to stop drinking their beer.
Oh, the last episode.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a comedian
shit.
on our last episode.
That was crazy.
It was a lot.
They didn't like the beer?
No.
The comedian?
It had nothing to do with the beer.
Actually, when I picked
But
up
the
the
beer doesn't want to be associated with the comedian, maybe?
No.
Okay.
It's more so how we talk on here.
Oh, gotcha.
And how Johns Creek is.
Oh.
And it's like,
Yeah.
it's not for Johns Creek, but
Gotcha.
we support you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's a little too spicy for Johns Creek.
Yeah.
You know.
Gotcha.
Too much flavor, really.
There we go. Lowry seasoning.
All right.
Hot sauce.
Now, it's time to play that game we all love. Guess the race.
I think we lost the last round.
We haven't been doing good.
You add them in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we lost the
sounds-
last round.
You've lost?
Yeah,
The last
we have
round.
Like a yearly tally of
Yeah.
our wins and losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about
This year, I don't know.
Oh,
No, we got
y'all
two
are
of
down.
No. We lost the last round.
we turned the 1 and 2 away.
The
Because he was Armenian and we were like,
Oh,
you turned that one in.
that counts as white. Yeah.
Yeah, turn that one into a win.
And then we got one win. Then the last one was a loss. So I think we were 2-2.
You lost the last two.
We lost the last two.
The one with Joel Byers, the comedian.
we definitely
You lost that. He
Oh,
won
shit.
that. And the one with Maya Bailey, y'all lost that. He won that.
Yeah. We lost
You
the
can
last two.
choose your own answer if you think they're wrong.
Okay.
Or you cannot answer.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
We
go
normally
ahead.
like to kick off a conversation with a friendly game called Guess the Race. I will read a local crime story, and you, along with Justin, Myron, and Jovita,
Okay.
will guess the race of the culprit without being provided the name.
Okay.
You ready?
Because the
Let's
name
go.
would give it all away.
Right.
Sometimes it does.
In a lot of
He'll give it
cases.
some-
Sometimes it
Right.
does.
Sometimes it's a trick.
Right. It
Yeah.
depends, yeah.
As soon as we get like a Darius or something, it's
Right.
a wrap. All right. A 29-year-old woman pleaded guilty to 2 counts of aggravated cruelty to animals and a count of making false statements.
Ah, shit.
Okay.
The woman had, you already know this.
No.
I was about to say, how do
I
you?
don't. No.
No. I'm
don't
thinking
know
like
yet.
cruelty to animals. That already puts
Okay,
one.
okay.
That's
The
a clue.
woman had no prior record, so she was granted first offender status.
Damn.
As a result, she was given a 5-year suspended sentence and 10 years of probation. That means she would serve 5 years in prison if she violates any term of her probation over the next 10 years.
Okay.
If she had gone to trial, she faced 15 years behind bars.
Okay. For 2 counts of animal cruelty. Mm-hmm. Okay.
In December of 2016, the woman left the 2 dogs, Lucky and Simpson, locked inside a Smyrna home.
The names make it real.
The names.
Smyrna.
Simpson, a blind American Bulldog mix, and Lucky, a deaf
damn.
Pit Bull mix.
Oh, damn.
They sound like rescue dogs.
Right, exactly.
Were found by pet rescue advocate Justine Stinnett,
Okay.
who posted pictures of them on Instagram. Stinnett had previously left them with the woman as foster pets. The woman was accused of moving out of the house intentionally, leaving the dogs behind. Doctor said at the time that Lucky likely lost 20 pounds within 2 weeks.
Damn.
Wow.
Hey,
I mean, I wish I could lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, but
you can starve yourself for 2 weeks. Try
tapeworm,
it. See what
maybe.
happens.
I hear they
That's
work.
bad.
That was terrible advice.
The woman who moved to Tennessee turned herself into Cobb authorities in April 2018.
Sorry about that.
Both dogs have made a full recovery, Stinnett said in a Facebook post following the woman's guilty plea. Though I personally wish she was in prison, I am very glad that she was given 10 years probation with the promise of prison should she break the law.
Right.
Okay.
She said in the post. So even though her punishment isn't what I was hoping for, I am happy this case is closed and we have some closure. In addition to the probation, she will have to complete 150 hours of community service and cannot possess drugs, alcohol, or any animals, according to her sentencing.
So
Guess the race of
she got 0 jail time,
the abuser.
and she abused 2 dogs. So she's not black.
10 years probation is a lot, though.
It is a
lot,
lot.
though.
That's a lot.
You gotta
And you're
pay
gonna
for your
break it.
probation.
Probation is,
True.
from what I've heard.
That's a lot.
I don't know. But I've heard probation
I
is a
violated my
lot.
probation the first week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First
4?
week. Yes. 4.
I'm sorry for what?
Reporter mode.
You were on probation
Great
for?
time to open that
Speeding
can.
tickets when I was under 18.
Oh,
Like, you know
really?
when you're speeding,
Yeah.
you go on probation if you go over a certain amount. This is Clayton County. So.
Oh,
Oh, they're going to lock you up
Well,
for anything.
Clayco is serious.
that's a different place too.
Yeah.
The
exactly.
Florida of Georgia.
I'm guessing that this woman is white. That's my guess.
Ooh.
I'm gonna guess that she's white.
So the
Ooh.
Stennet woman, those were her dogs, but she left it with the suspect.
Or they were rescue dogs.
Well, yeah, she had,
And she needed a foster place for them.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, this woman was fostering the dogs who were rescued by this organization. Yeah.
And this was in Smyrna.
Yep.
And she moved to Tennessee. And then she came back to Cobb County to turn herself
Cobb.
in.
That definitely does not sound black to me.
She's way better at this than you guys.
Dang, she got a really
First thing,
You got circles and stuff over there? What are you doing?
neither of us have Emmys. Neither of us have Emmys,
Okay.
okay.
and don't do this for a profession.
Okay.
But
Wait.
I'm guessing based on the facts.
She got no jail time too.
So if I
That's what I said.
Right. Right. I don't know any black woman who would foster 2 dogs,
Ooh, that's good
especially a
point, too.
blind one and a deaf
Yeah.
one. I just don't. I've not come across that person. So that
They might exist.
They might
but
exist.
just haven't.
They could actually exist. Yes, I'm not saying they don't exist, but I'm saying given this certain set of circumstances that you just read to us, that person sounds like a white female to me.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Are we going with white female?
Absolutely.
Are we wrong?
Not
Look,
unless. No. The first thing I
Don't let
said
me get all
was.
of you wrong.
No.
I'm
First
just
thing I said
visiting.
was
It's
this
all on
person.
Right. I'm
This
just
person
visiting.
does not sound black from get go.
Okay.
I was like the whole.
Do you want a name?
You know how
I don't know. I'm leaning Latino.
I give a name.
That
just
one's
to,
good,
in
too.
Case.
that one's good too.
Just
What'd
to,
you say? The name is what?
No, I was thinking Latina though.
You always thinking Latino. What's wrong with you, man?
Well, no,
What's
because
going on?
Cause
What happened to you?
you both can be right. No, you both can be right because you know how the demographics when you get the little survey they say Latino non-white. Latino.
That's true.
Well,
she-
no, we got to. Let's go white. We're all going white.
But wait, let's look at the name first.
Ashley Mary Davis.
I'm guessing she's white.
That is a white name.
I'm guessing
Davis?
she's a white
Ashley
female.
Mary.
That's first name, middle name.
Yeah.
She's white. You won.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
All right. Now, on to our guest,
Okay.
Jovita.
So that's it. That's just one guess the race game per show. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't want to do too much.
Oh, okay.
That's a little heavy.
I was on a roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
She wanted another one.
I was like, we can go. We
That
can
was
do
too
another
easy
round.
for her. She tore it down.
That was kind of
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
That was kind of easy.
Did we just overthink it? Is that?
Ooh. No, you
But
did.
I have to read facts. You know, I read stuff like that all the time. So it's a little different for
We don't
me.
read a lot of facts.
Yeah.
So you like play guess the race on a daily basis? Does the person just form in your head and then you see the picture like?
I mean,
knew
we have
it.
mugshots.
Oh,
we
yeah,
have,
that's right.
Usually, right? We have a mugshot that would go along with the picture, so you can kind of guess. I mean, well, you see it, but then those facts are now associated with that picture, and some things are kind of trends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
When they talk about a crime that like a picture isn't shown of the person, do you still have the mugshot?
Do we still have it? No, if we have it, we're going to put it on air.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. We've
okay.
never withheld. There's no reason to.
Yeah.
If police need to withhold the mugshot, they'll do that from the beginning. They won't even give it to us. But once we have the mugshot, it's it's public.
It's fair game.
It's fair
Yeah.
game. Yes.
Public record.
Yes.
At that point.
Yeah.
I was hoping. So what we talked about before we started this episode, I was at work today, and I was telling a coworker, I was like, "Oh, a mutual coworker of ours, a friend of ours, I
Had
should
to
say."
throw that of ours in there.
Well, of course. Actually, and I hope he listens because he told me.
Right.
He literally told me, he was like, "You should name drop me." I was like, "Terry, you're nobody." I was like,
There's
"Terry,
your
you're
name drop.
nobody." Hey, I know.
your name drop.
Because Terry is nobody. No. But I told him, I was like, "Oh, Jovita's gonna be on the show tonight." He was like, "Oh, cool." I was like, "Of course, we're gonna play Guess the Race." And he's like, "Oh yeah." I was like, he said, "Don't you get most of your content from the news?" And I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
She might already know.
I knew that from day one.
Right. But 2016, that's a couple of years ago. And
Right.
we actually have a lot of animal cruelty type stories that happen around the metro area. So, I mean, it would have to be monumental for me to specifically remember that case.
Like Mike Vick type.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, right. Had you started describing some Mike Vick facts, sure.
Yeah.
I would have guessed that
old is
one. I
that
would have
one?
been like, that's Mike Vick.
Yeah, that's one pit bull. Had you said like 13 pit bulls, 20 pit bulls, they're like, wait a minute.
The Pitbull farm. Anyway, now let's talk about you.
Okay.
What got you into journalism? Just, simple question.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I grew up watching the news. I was just one of those kids who watched the news every night, mostly because of my mom. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. I grew up in New York City, and
What part?
the Bronx and then Queens.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my mother was and still is sort of the news junkie. So when she came, we had one TV. And it was in the living room. And when she came home from work, I had to turn from, cartoons. If I was watching the Flintstones or Casper the Ghost or Scooby-Doo, whatever it was, I had to turn off
Classics.
the cartoons, the classics. And this is when the TV had a knob that you actually turned with your hand.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Did it have a wood frame?
yeah, I think it was wood,
It
and it had an
2,000
antenna.
pounds?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember antennas?
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Heavy as
yes. Yeah. No, this was a small one. It sat on like a coffee table in my
okay.
mom's house. Yeah. So, but when she came home from work, she turned on the news and I had to watch it. And so I watched the news basically every day. My mother also subscribed to the newspaper. So I would get the newspaper at the house and I would either read it before school or after school. I was just kind of that kid. This is also when I was going to school, we had to do current events in class. And so you had to come in with something. Yeah. Do you remember current
Hell
events?
yeah.
So you had to come in and talk about a current event that you either saw on TV or read in the paper. And so I always had one.
We had to keep it in a composition book.
Yeah. Yeah, you cut it out.
Right.
Put it in the book, yes. And we glue it, yes. So we did that as well. And I was just that kid who did it and I enjoyed it and I always could raise my hand when it was time for current events.
Oh.
So yeah,
She was-
that's how I got into. Unbeknownst to me, that was the beginning of it for me.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
and so
Okay.
that I guess that interest, that journalism, that news, person was being developed and groomed. But it wasn't really until I went to college not really knowing what I wanted to do. I didn't, pick a school based on a major or anything. And I had a professor, my freshman year, I had my literature professor who had actually been a former writer for Dan Rather and CBS News.
Oh, wow.
And so he talked to me about journalism and thought that I would be good at it because of my writing skills that he had seen my freshman year. So he actually started the conversation and then things happened from there.
What school did you go to?
Yeah, I went to Bennington College in Bennington, Vermont for undergrad. I went to Columbia University Graduate School of Journalism in New York City for grad school.
Nice,
Ooh,
nice.
flex.
Yeah. Slight flex. The small flex. So
Okay.
you asked, I answered.
Oh, no. That's great. That's great. What,
So when did you move to Atlanta?
I moved here in 1998. So in
Good year.
April.
What's good about that year?
the 90s were great.
The 90s were good.
It
Culture-wise.
was 1998 was the last year of Freaknik. I moved here that weekend.
See?
April
Great
of
year.
'98 was my first weekend in Atlanta.
Hey.
Yes, and I was just like, "Oh my, what is happening?" And I was staying. I don't know if y'all will remember this, but do you remember when Music Midtown was at the site of where the federal building is now. So it was on like 10th Street between like Peachtree and West Peachtree.
Nope.
Okay, so
Like, I know where you're talking about, but I was like, Music Midtown was there?
yeah, I'm pretty sure this was 98 because there's a hotel right there. There's an Insurrection and there's a hotel. Right, it's the one that goes north. Is that West Peachtree goes north? I always get them confused. West Peachtree goes north, Spring goes south, right? So it's on West Peachtree at 10th Street.
Okay.
And from my hotel room, that was my corporate hotel room for the first month I was here, Music Midtown, I could look into it. And it's before that federal building was built right there at 10th and Peachtree.
Oh, wow.
That was my first, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't sleep. I was like, I need to go to somebody else's house. This is ridiculous. I didn't know anybody. I was new in town. And so, yeah, that all happened within a month of me being here.
Oh, wow. What was it like? Like, how did you take Atlanta?
I wanted to come here. Atlanta was a target. Atlanta was a goal. My first job was in Fayetteville, Arkansas. My next job was in Memphis, Tennessee, and I wanted my third job. Over. Exactly, right. I was making that trek. And other people had done it before me. Brenda Wood worked in Memphis, and then she came here. There was another anchor, I'm forgetting her name right now, but at CNN, and she did the same thing. And someone even went network who worked in Fayetteville, Fort Smith market. So it was like, for me, it was a gradual, and it made sense. But Atlanta was definitely a target. I wanted to work at any TV station in Atlanta, but things just kind of happened, and WSB was it. And I was like, yes, okay, that's where I want to work. And so that's what happened. So I came here in April of 98. So I'm going on 22 years.
Oh, wow.
Well, obviously, the noise and, the Freaknik didn't run your way because you're still here. You're Atlanta staple now.
Right. Yes. No, not at all. I mean, I knew that it was, and I had heard of Freaknik before I came here, and obviously it had been going on for years. So, but it was just interesting to kind of be caught up in the traffic and, everything that was happening that weekend. And then I was watching Channel 2.
Atlanta traffic?
Yeah, of course. Well, Freaknik traffic, that was another level.
That's another level.
Right. That was another level.
It's probably about the same now, though.
There's people on the cars.
Right.
So
people on the cars, and the cars are not moving.
Yeah.
So I remember that weekend I was supposed to go look for apartments, but everything closed. Remember back then too, stuff would just close down. So all of the apartment offices that I wanted to go look at, they were like, "We're not working on Saturday. We're not working this weekend."
They didn't want any of that smoke.
They didn't want to be in the traffic. So pretty much everything in Buckhead was shut down. So in a way, I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't go look for an apartment. I had to just sit in the hotel room and listen to the shenanigans outside.
Oh my God.
You should have joined in.
Pretty much.
You should have joined in.
No. I stayed inside.
You didn't know anybody.
Right.
That's the way to meet
them. No. I stayed inside.
Depending on the kind of people.
Yeah. And that was the year all the craziness happened at Greenbrier. That year.
Well, that craziness or Greenbrier, I feel like is
I think that was that was like it. You know what I mean? Once everything happened the way it did at Greenbrier that year in the parking lot.
Please tell, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, helicopters were overhead, and I remember Channel 2, for one, actually witnessed a girl being dragged. Some guys dragged her out of a car. Oh. Yeah, across the parking lot, and she's fighting to get away from them.
Oh.
Yeah, and that was caught on our chopper.
What?
So after that, and our reporter, Mark Winnie, found that woman, and she filed a police report and everything.
Oh, wow.
And they think it was because of the noise in the traffic, the helicopter, the guys let her go. But they dragged her across the parking lot into a car, and she was fighting.
Is that when they the curfew for bars in Buckhead went down? Or was that after
that was Ray Lewis. That was thanks to Ray Lewis.
Good old Ray.
Right. I think everything changed for Buckhead after Ray Lewis. Yeah. Clubs closed. Curfews started, names changed, all of that.
He's a changed man now.
Way better than me. So can you remind our listeners?
Ray Lewis?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh gosh, it was
the Reverend Ray Lewis. You mean?
Was that Super Bowl weekend?
Yeah,
it was a Super Bowl weekend. But the Ravens weren't in the Super Bowl.
No,
I can't remember.
No.
That's why. Well, he made his own Super Bowl,
right?
Guess, but.
He was here. Oh gosh, who was? I don't even remember who was playing the Super. So that 2001, 2002. 2002, and we had an ice storm that weekend, so it was freezing. But Atlanta was hosting the Super Bowl.
That wasn't the Rams, was it?
Gosh, I can't remember. I can't remember who. I remember the weather that weekend was crazy, but it was freezing. The ice storm was like the day or two before. But Ray Lewis was in a club that used to be, which is now an apartment building. So it was Grandview, the corner of Grandview and Paces Ferry. right down the street from like Capitol Grill, and so that whole neighborhood has changed. If you've been over there, right. Yeah. So all of that changed.
Absolutely.
That club, yeah. Well, I can't think of the name of the club, but it was Grandview and Paces Ferry.
Okay.
He was coming out of that club, and there was some kind of confrontation, and I don't remember all the details, but as we know, and what was reported was 2 men were stabbed to death, right?
Correct.
2 guys, and so
just let someone use his cell phone is what the official story is.
Didn't he throw his? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he throw his clothes? Then they find his clothes like in a dumpster.
No. I think he had his clothes, but his white fur coat had blood on it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Yes, no.
The fur coat.
I think he kept his clothes on, but the thing was his
It a
white fur coat
PETA
had blood on
probably.
it.
That's
2002 Super Bowl was Rams Patriots.
And it was here. It was here.
It was in Louisiana.
Oh, so this must be 2001.
yeah.
That was 2002. So yeah, this might have been 2001.
2001. Okay. So
But anyway,
there
it
was
doesn't
some
matter.
sort of confrontation. And I guess Ray Lewis was with some guys, and these guys were with some guys, and there was some kind of confrontation between the 2 groups. 2 men ended up dead. I believe they were both from Decatur, but I honestly I can't remember.
It is
Ray
in fact
Lewis-
greater.
Ray Lewis said he didn't do it. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. But he was put on trial.
Yes.
Remember, for their murders, and I do believe he was acquitted.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then he turned his life around.
Yeah.
And he is now the Reverend Ray Lewis. Not a real Reverend,
Actually, did he play for the Ravens then, or was he with another team and then went to the Ravens?
He was with the Ravens.
but he was
with
with the Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
The one-team guy.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Raven
All
for
right.
life.
Okay. All right.
Now I hear you're a big Jay-Z fan, right?
I am. Am I about to get quizzed?
Maybe just no quiz.
Okay.
No quiz.
Four lyrics. No.
Right. I was like, okay. No,
It's like,
I'm not gonna remember every lyric.
what was the
of every
third track
song.
on Reasonable Doubt? You know.
I'm just curious, favorite song.
Oh, favorite song. That's hard.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
The mood you're in.
That's
Right.
fair.
Not favorite song, maybe favorite album.
Okay.
No, that's still hard.
Okay.
The hitters.
Blueprint 1.
Blueprint 1 for you?
Yes.
A lot of
I mean,
original
Reasonable
Jay-Z
Doubt
fans
is-
like Reasonable
Yeah,
Doubt.
exactly. Reasonable Doubt is good, but then,
But Blueprint is fire.
I think Reasonable Doubt was like the 4th Jay-Z album I heard.
444 was great for a lot of reasons, and then
That was Grown Up Jay.
and then right, exactly. It was
Yeah.
Grown Man Jay,
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
dropping knowledge.
Right, and then
Gift and the Curse was good too. I like Gift and the Curse.
Watch the Throne.
I did. Watch the Throne.
I mean, it's got
Pre-crazy
it's half-
Kanye.
It's half Kanye, but it's good Kanye.
Right.
Right. Right. It's good Kanye.
Borderline Kanye right before he makes
No,
that
that was
ultimate
good.
turn.
Kanye.
Yeah, that,
It's still
Kanye.
good.
No.
Yeah.
No. Did you listen to his last 2 albums?
No. I'm not saying.
count
I'm
the
not
gospel
saying he's
one?
still
Did y'all
good
listen
now.
to
I'm
the
saying
gospel
that
one?
one.
Did you listen to the
I
gospel?
caught a
I
couple
did
tracks.
listen to the gospel one.
And
The verdict.
yeah.
The
So
beats were fire.
But
here's my thing. As a gospel album, it was good if you take out all of Kanye's rapping part.
got it.
If you take him off,
Right.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
production-wise, of course, he's one of my
But
all-time favorite
what,
producers.
I mean, Dark Twisted Fantasy was amazing.
One
That's
of my top 10 ever.
yeah, it is. It really is.
That was the best of the decade, wasn't it?
I think they put it 1.
It has to be up there.
Yeah.
That from start to finish, it's crazy.
You're right.
You know, and it's like an unreal Kanye. You know what I mean? He was
He's
just
on another level.
right. He was on another level, and then so you expected more. And you didn't expect the level to be weird the next time, but you expected it to build, and I don't know. He just
Yeah, that was his
went in a different
literal
direction.
comeback album.
Was that a comeback album?
Yeah.
Where did he come back
from
So after his mom died, he did 808 and Heartbreaks, but that was an immediate album. So and then he started to go off the rails. Then for good reason, his mom. He was very close to his mom, but after that, that's when he took a lot of producers and they went to what was it, like Hawaii or somewhere, and just locked in the compound, and that's when he did my Twisted Dark Fantasy.
Boom.
Came out flames.
So,
Yeah.
Jovita.
Yes, yes.
I know you are a. Oh, you don't have to.
No.
You can keep.
No, I'm
you can
listening.
keep
I'm listening.
Yeah. She's like, why am I here? I don't know.
No, people, it's my safe text. Are you safe? Are you okay?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, we get it all the time. Whenever somebody's
we
like,
gotta go to the basement.
yeah.
Right.
Wait,
Tucker?
yeah.
What?
Well, when you said I gotta wait on my friend, I was like, I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I got a friend coming. I'll be in a minute. You guys go ahead.
I'm actually glad that she met my wife first.
Right.
Yeah. It's always
3 black dudes come to the door like, oh.
Right.
We were saying about like, is she coming by herself?
Right.
Let's find out
You here for the podcast?
He said that's probably not smart. Did you hear him say?
Yeah, right. To come by herself.
Like, to go somewhere by yourself.
No.
Oh yeah. Well, he didn't ask, so I didn't offer. I just figured, I'll show up. I'll do what I got to do, and I go.
Exactly.
But yeah, of course, I would always take precautions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
Precautions.
you're kind of like a foodie, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do love to eat.
We all love to eat.
Yes. Atlanta has great restaurants.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really does.
So,
Okay.
Favorite.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
man.
You gotta break
Again,
this
it's
up,
a
Christian.
Mood, it's a budget. It's the company.
So,
Favorite.
first thing that came to your mind.
Oh my gosh, I love the Optimist.
Mm-hmm.
Optimist has good seafood.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love Marcel. I like Argosy in East Atlanta Village.
Yes, that's one of our spots.
But
And you go to Argosy and you don't have beer?
I don't drink beer. I don't like it.
You haven't had some good beer.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know there are good beers out there, but I'm not I did do the Sweetwater Brewery thing one day. You know how they have their like day parties and tastings and all that stuff and tours? Yeah, I did that. And it was fun. It was enjoyable. But I mean, I don't drink it on the regular.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'd
It's
rather-
heavy.
Yeah. It is.
This one's actually light.
Yeah.
It's very light.
But how many calories? Like, what's the caloric value of it? Did you?
970. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, what? That's crazy.
Not this.
I was like, dang, and what? No, you don't. That's the thing. That's why
Right.
guys drink beer. You don't look at the calories. We do.
I would say it depends on the style. So your stouts and porters are going to be more caloric. They're heavier. Your
Stouts and pours. Okay.
your pilsners, right? Winter beers.
right.
They're heavy. Stick to your ribs. Your pilsners, your Berliner Weiss, stuff like that is going to be
Got him started.
Yeah,
lighter.
I was like, what? Is he speaking
Yeah.
English? What is that?
Style.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Not safe.
Right.
So you went to
SEAL
Oprah's
team comes back
2020.
around my house.
So I went to what?
You went to Oprah's event, correct?
I did. Yes, I did on that it was great.
Yeah?
It was great. It was an all-day event. Oprah's it's the Vision Tour. It's called the Vision
Yeah.
Tour 2020. Yes, and it was amazing though. Is it why are you shaking your head? It's Oprah.
Oh,
No,
2020
it's-
vision, the year
Get it?
2020.
Get it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, that, even her tours are fun.
Oh,
Yeah, I did not.
oh no, it was. It was
I didn't know it was an
great.
all-day event.
It was great. Yeah.
I thought it was like a one few hour type thing.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to find out that it was 9 a.m., especially because I get home around midnight. So I was
Yeah.
like 9 a.m. And they say arrive early. And, you're thinking State Farm Arena, you got to get there, you got to park, you got to walk, you got to find your seats and all
Yeah.
this stuff. So, yeah, I was up early. And it was a long day. I left there probably right before 4 o'clock. So it was like a full day.
Oh, wow.
But it was
Did they
amazing.
feed you?
Yeah. And
it like
actually
a
it was
fire
very
brunch?
it was Panera boxed
Oh, okay.
lunches.
Okay.
Right, and everybody and you can grab yours and
Panera sounds
it was
about
so organized. It went very well. It was very smooth. Clearly Oprah and her people, they know what they're doing and State Farm executed everything that she needed and it was great.
When you have Oprah money, it should better
That's
be on
right.
point.
That's right.
It better be on
Yeah.
point.
All of our bags were every chair had a bag because I was thinking like, how are we going to get these bags? And every chair it was already sitting there waiting for you, and then in the bag was your like lunch ticket, but pretty
Oh,
much
yeah.
with your ticket came the lunch thing. But you had to show it, and they collected
course.
them all, and and they had box lunches, and you just walked through the line, you got your lunch, you came back out. I mean, it was, and then they had people walking around with trash bags to help you clean up and everything. It was
wow.
It was well done. The Rock was amazing, so he was her
Yeah,
guest.
I saw he was that. I was
Here.
like, what?
Yeah, he's the only man on the tour. And his dad just died
Yeah.
prior. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see that?
Rocky
Yeah.
Johnson?
Rocky
Yeah.
Johnson
You
died,
didn't know
huh?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as you like wrestling?
Yeah.
Kind of in and out.
Yeah. He died a week before The Rock joined Oprah. and so she was, very grateful that he came and still showed up and didn't cancel. He said he wanted to. He just bought a house here, Powder Springs. Yep. So we talked about that.
Is that a house?
Well, no. Apparently,
is
it's
it
not
like
a house. It's a complex. Probably.
It's a lot.
It's a compound.
It's a lot.
It's a compound.
21 Savage is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's a lot. Yeah.
All these movies here might as well.
Right.
Makes sense.
Right.
Exactly.
He didn't say why he moved here, but I think that's probably it. Just from doing
Hollywood
so
of the
much.
South.
Yeah, exactly. Just from doing so much here, and now he's got little ones to raise, and so
So he needs all that space. That makes sense.
I'm sure
For them to run around.
Yeah, I heard it was huge. Yeah, I heard it was huge, and he mentioned a lake on the property where he goes fishing. So
His own lake?
there's a lake on the property. He mentioned
Like fishes?
Yeah.
What is
Yes, he likes
fishing
fishing. He
pole?
talked about
No.
it. He likes fishing. He
You-
talked about his dad. His grandfather was also a wrestler.
Yeah.
His daughter, the oldest one, is about to start wrestling.
Really?
He said that. Yeah. She's
Little
gonna do it.
Pebble? Okay.
Right. I think she's 18 now.
Yeah.
That daughter, his first
I want
daughter.
my daughter to wrestle, though, man.
Speaking of like father-daughters in the same profession, I feel like I just have to shout out to Kobe Bean Bryant. This has been a rough 2020
Yeah,
start.
Yeah.
So how did you feel? Are you a basketball fan?
absolutely. Yeah. So it was. I was shocked. I was sitting at a lunch with women. It was actually Jack and Jill luncheon that we were having, and phones started buzzing, and people started talking and buzzing, and I was like, what's going on? And someone showed me their phone, and obviously TMZ broke the news, but I was shocked, and I first thought about my son, who is a basketball player and a basketball lover, and he was at practice at the time, and I just wondered how they were going to deal with it at practice. And so I had to finish out the luncheon, but I was shocked. I started looking at Twitter. I was trying to make sure that I was like, maybe this is not real. Maybe this is not real. Maybe this is not real, And because it was so soon, and we can certainly debate TMZ's ethics there, but because it was so soon after the crash, and I kept thinking, gosh, it's only like 2:00 and they're saying this happened at 1. Like, how do you know Kobe Bryant was in that helicopter? But because it seemed really fast to have that information. But I kept thinking maybe it's not true. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's his helicopter that he owns, but he wasn't really on it. You start thinking of. I was like, maybe they got it wrong. But I was really convinced by TMZ's accuracy when they reported Michael Jackson died. Because remember, we didn't believe that either. But
That is
TMZ
true.
was
I remember
first.
that same thing,
They were first, and they had it, and they nailed it, and it was right. And after that, I was like, whoa, But it was a shock. It's like a surreal week, and
Exactly.
it's just, you don't expect someone like that. First of all, he's 41, so you don't expect him to die, first of all, but you certainly don't expect him to die like that. And
Apparently, majority of his life was professional basketball.
20 years.
Yeah.
And he came in from high school.
Yeah, he went
played
straight from
20
high school to the Lakers. Wow. One team, just like,
Right.
right.
I think Christian and I were talking because the first thing I thought about when we talked about this, since I'm now a new parent and Christian is a parent as well. The first thing I thought about,
Two of
hey,
them. Girls, boys?
One
One girl,
One of
one
each.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
but the
I
first
love
thing,
him to death.
Of course you do.
You can tell by the sleep deprivation
Right.
on your face.
Exciting. 3 and 10 months old.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
3 years,
3 years old, yeah.
and 10 months. Oh, okay. All right.
But I know
3 months and 10 months. Right.
Oh, no.
they were like,
Years old.
jump right back.
Yeah, right. No
Can that
wonder
even
you're
happen?
right.
I was like, you got something to talk about with your wife.
Like, wait, let's just clarify.
But I know
Yes.
the first thing that we talked about was I can't imagine being a parent in those last moments and seeing
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
son or daughter and knowing that you can't do anything about
No,
it.
that's not what happened.
Uh-oh, here
guy
come the
here-
facts.
You know what happened?
Well, I heard from a guy who knew the operator, the guy who you talked to,
Dispatcher?
the dispatcher,
Oh, you mean like air traffic?
the air traffic guy.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So
I want to see where this goes.
no, because
Yeah.
it was a lot of fog, and they went into a basin, and they weren't supposed to go into the basin.
Right.
And it was
All right.
it was like not visible at all. They were
Right.
flying so low, the guy couldn't tell them where to go because he was below the radar, and they just went right in. It was just like that. They were just driving, and they weren't.
Yeah.
One would hope, I guess, if you want to see a good way to go, if you will.
Yeah.
But still, that's the first thing I thought about, though.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just awful. It's
Yeah.
just awful.
Yeah.
So we know now too that they didn't have the safety equipment. They didn't have the equipment for flying in that kind of weather. Even though the pilot was certified to fly,
He should not have gone up.
right? That's what
Like
it sounds
everybody else
like.
was grounded,
Right.
and then they
Exactly.
got a special clearance to fly, but
Yeah.
he shouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's terrible. It's terrible.
How do you feel about like TMZ ethically when they release something?
Well, I think that it sucks that was really, they reported who died before the family knew who died. And I think that they should have waited. Honestly, I think they should have waited. They should have, even if TMZ went to the door and said, Vanessa, I got something to tell you. But someone should have told her first before it showed up on Twitter. And that's still not the way to do it. It's not a reporter's job to go notify somebody that, your next of kin is, in a ravine. That's not our job, and we shouldn't do that, ever. But I just feel like TMZ should have waited. But it's...
Do you think that as a...
I mean, trying to be first, and sure, you're right. Yes, you were correct. Okay, you got it. But I think they should have waited. Yeah. I think they should have waited.
So they deserve the backlash, you think, that they're getting?
Absolutely. But we've never really looked at TMZ, even though they call themselves a
tabloids.
news outlet.
Yeah. Right. Tabloids.
Right, but we don't, meaning we, like those of us in local news and
those of us with Emmys.
Well, and those of us...
That's kind of what she meant.
Right. Well, those of us... Local news operates differently. We wouldn't do that. Those of us with journalism degrees, you're taught that. You're taught ethics in school. And you wouldn't do that. We would wait. And even if it is the biggest story of the year, you would wait to have it, confirmed by police sources, and probably a police source leaked it.
Yeah.
Someone leaked it. Someone who knew, like you said, that air traffic controller, someone knew that was Kobe's chopper, right? Several people knew. Yeah. People knew that the chopper had taken off. People knew that the chopper was flying anyway, despite everybody else being grounded.
Right.
So that's the thing. Someone talked and said, yep, that's Kobe's chopper.
So they got confirmation.
They got confirmation, but it's how they got the confirmation, and usually we, local news people, we wait for police to give us that confirmation. You know what I mean? And that would mean somebody had to go down there and look and confirm and call and be like, does this chopper match who's the owner? Da-da-da. And then go to Vanessa's house and be like, hey, did your husband fly out this morning? Okay. We got to be the bearer of bad news. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Or you find the wallet, you find the ID somewhere in the rubble. You see what I'm saying? Like it should have. Something else should have happened first. Really. And journalistically, you want to have it confirmed, and you want the next of kin to be notified before you get out there as a media outlet. But local news, we wouldn't do that. We have waited. We have held on to things knowing, okay, we know who it is, but we're not going to say yet because of next of kin. Like the Delta worker who killed the employee, his coworker in the lot, and then we found out he killed a woman in a motel. We knew that woman's name in the motel, but we didn't do anything because her family hadn't been notified yet.
Right.
So we waited for her family, but we knew her name and we had pictures, but we didn't release them because we're waiting for the police to do their job. It's not our job to tell the next of kin that person shot in the motel is your daughter. That's not our job, and we should never want to do that. I would never want to do that. I would never want to be that person. And that's the thing. Those of us in local news, we don't really look at TMZ as news, but they are a media outlet and they disseminate information. So they do a lot of what we do, but they just do it differently. And they have from the beginning. That's what's made them stand out from the beginning. They've just done it differently. But our newsroom, our managers, we would wait. Like
they are the kings of tabloids, which tabloids look to be the first to do any everything, whether it's wrong or right.
Right.
They just like, oh, we told you first. You heard it here first.
And there's always that race and there's that competition to be first. Yeah. Be right. And then also be respectful. And so, and I think the thing is,
up the rear.
Right. Exactly. But I mean, it's something you have to think about. And we'd have that conversation. Like our reporter out in the field is not going to be like, oh, this is so-and-so, and I'm going to say it right now. They'd be like, okay, guess what? This is a really big deal. They're going to call somebody and say, I found out this is OMG. Like, what do we want to do? And we're like, hold up. We got to get the police to confirm it. And or if you say your sources tell you, you better be so airtight. You better be so airtight. Like that there's no room for that. People have been fired.
That's what happened with, because they said Rick Fox was dead for like.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, "What the?"
Right.
That guy, I
Exactly.
think, got suspended.
Right. Yeah.
I saw
right.
that. I saw that Kobe's whole family was on,
Right.
the
They said all
helicopter.
of his daughters.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is too
Right.
much.
And then you start getting into speculation, and it could be that somebody saw girls get on the
Right.
helicopter,
Yeah.
but it was like it
And it was
wasn't his,
foggy.
and it was foggy,
Right.
and it was early, but it wasn't his girls, you know?
Right.
So you can't just run out there and say, oh yeah, he was on the chopper with all of his girls.
Right, right.
Hold up, you know.
Yeah.
Isn't there a movie about this? Like with
It just happened, Myra.
no, not Kobe. I'm talking about it's a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. He's a news reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be based on that
Right.
that whole TMZ thing.
Right,
'Cause he
yeah,
worked-
exactly.
Yeah,
He was
worked for
getting
an
so
outlet.
crazy with it though. He was causing them.
Right,
so
right.
That he could be the first person there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. I don't know anybody who's ever done that in real life. Let me just say. I don't know anybody who's ever done that. But I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not worth it. You know,
Absolutely.
that's not how you make a career. That's not how you do things.
Absolutely.
So
Now, switching gears.
Yep.
You being in your industry, what are some struggles that you've gone through, like as a woman, as a black person, as a black woman? If you have, some people just like,
Man, Atlanta is the mecca, so
yeah.
we flourish down here.
I mean, I think I've when I look back, and here's the thing. So my first market was Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Arkansas. So I'm coming from New York City, and I'm going to Fayetteville, Arkansas for the first
Arkansas.
time. Arkansas. And the thing is that when you say challenges, it's interesting because when you're in it and it's happening to you, I really kind of looked at things as lessons, not necessarily challenges. But it's a small market, and I was what they call a one-man band. So I had to have the camera and the tripod and the microphone, and I had to do everything on my own. Drive the truck, and we had Isuzu Troopers at this TV station, right? So I don't mean like a big news van, but I drive the truck around. I'd go do the stories myself and come back. And so in Fayetteville, Arkansas, what I found was that men who were a different color of me, they wouldn't necessarily hold the door. So I'm walking into the meeting, and boom, the door slams in my face because you didn't see me coming with all this equipment and my hands are full, and I thought maybe you were going to hold the door for me. Okay, but you're not. Okay, all right, I got it. Okay, maybe you were in a rush to get a seat. Stuff like that happened. I would have people who would just kind of refuse to talk to me, just kind of ignore me, like I'm not standing there, I'm not talking to this person. And it was interesting, when I was in Arkansas, I was the only black reporter. For most of that time, there was one other black male who worked, and he ended up getting out of the business. But I was the only black reporter those years that I was there in that market. And someone called the TV station one day asking to speak to the colored girl.
Ooh, okay.
This was in 1990, and I'm like, 1990, my generation, really? I'm colored.
In Arkansas,
So it was just it was a different experience for me, especially coming from New York City, and clearly I was not from there, And not only are you not from there, but you look different, and you sound different, and you speak different.
Did you have an accent?
Definitely more of a New York accent by then. Back then, yes, I would have sounded more, but you could tell I wasn't from there. You know what I mean? I didn't even have to open my mouth. I mean, they knew that I wasn't from there. So things like that. But and then I had a coworker at the time. I don't know whatever happened to him, but everything also works out for a reason, right? But I had a coworker at the time who would say, if there was a shooting, he would say, "Oh, send Jovita. She's used to that kind of stuff."
Wow.
Shout out
And
to
I
the
was
90s.
like, "Wow, really? Oh, really? No, I'm not. You know what I mean? I didn't grow up with shootings in my neighborhood. You know? And he would say, "You're from the hood, right? You're from were you in a gang growing up?" And I was just like, "Yeah, no, seriously."
Were you in a gang?
Right. But he would ask me, and he was from that area. He was from like the Ozarks, because that whole area is geographically referred to as the Ozarks. So that was home for him.
Shout out to season, what are they on now?
3.
Has it started?
No,
It's
they're
about
filming
to.
it.
It's about
We're
to.
still
No,
waiting?
it's about to launch like next month. Anyway,
I feel like
I'm
he
behind.
pushed back, right?
I'm behind.
I'm
I haven't seen
waiting on that.
season 2 at all.
anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Okay, so back to me. But I had to realize, like, I'm moving on. I'm not staying here. You'll be here. I won't be. It was that kind of thing. So it was it was a challenge, but it was also a lesson. It made me more determined to get up and get out. You know what I mean? Let me do what I need to do here. Let me get the experience I need to get, and let me keep it moving. I knew that first market wasn't going to be home for me. I knew that wasn't going to be my last stop. I just needed to keep moving. And so people like that motivated me to keep moving. And I had to, get my resume together and keep it moving and do the best I could and deuces be on my way.
Right.
East your way all the way to Memphis.
Right. All the way to Memphis. Yeah. But Memphis was like a different world.
I was about to say, a little different than Fayetteville.
Right. Exactly. It was. And so, and Memphis was, of course, a very different city and a different atmosphere and everything. And then also in Memphis, I had my first black manager. So that also made my work environment was completely different.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It just was. It was a different environment. But it was a bigger station and it was a bigger city and it was a bigger market, so everything was different there in Memphis. But it was still, Memphis was a great place to learn, and just like my first market, it's you make your mistakes, you figure things out, and you keep it moving. And so that's what I did too. I was in Memphis just under 5 years, and then made my way to Atlanta.
That's what's up.
And it took me more than a year, so don't think that I just got a job. I was talking to WSB for more than a year and the other TV stations in Atlanta too, trying to get a job here. And they just no one would listen. No one would look at my resume. No one would talk to me. No one would give me an interview. Yeah. And then I got an agent. And then when I got my agent, she got me an interview at WSB and I was like, here we go.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Y'all have agents.
Yeah. People have agents. Not so much anymore just because the whole industry has changed.
Yeah.
Agents get about 10% of your money.
Yeah.
Kind of don't really need to do that.
Yeah.
But there are great agents who are very helpful. It depends on where you are in your career. Everybody doesn't need an agent. And so after I got the job and I kept her for a few years to just kind of help me navigate a few things. But then when it became clear that I wasn't going anywhere, I wasn't leaving Atlanta or WSB, I didn't need her anymore.
Awesome.
Yeah. But we're still friends. But
Right.
it's a business decision. I don't need to pay you for me to work here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm working. I'm good.
After you already got a job, you got
the
tenure
job.
now at this
Exactly.
point.
I got the job. Yeah.
Up there with legends like Monica,
Right.
Yeah.
homie Fred.
Right. Right. How's the beer?
Delicious.
Right.
It's really is.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gone.
You can take one home with you if you want to just taste it.
Try it later.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a couple extras, so
Okay.
you can definitely
All right.
take it home. Taste it, and be like,
Okay.
Next time you go to Argosy, though, you should
I
try.
know they have a
Myron
bunch. Yeah.
sent you.
Okay, I will. Yes, they have a bunch. They
Tell
have a
them you
bunch.
don't normally drink beer, but
Right.
you like something
Yes.
light
Yes.
and flavorful.
Umi is another favorite restaurant. Umi's really good. The
Oh,
sushi
yeah?
place.
Is that in Decatur?
No, it's in Buckhead. It's in Buckhead. Umi.
What's the sushi spot in Decatur? I think
don't know.
we went to.
But you went to said Umi is
Yeah.
In Buckhead.
in Buckhead.
Sushi
Yeah.
place. Yep.
Yeah,
Next
that
to
one is
next
good.
to St. Regis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
really good
You're
too.
from New York. What's
But
your favorite
8
pizza
Sushi is
place?
really good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So pizza is a whole nother story for me because I'm kind of like I'm kind of picky when it comes to pizza. But
You're a pizza elitist?
yeah.
New
But
York?
there's good pizza in
makes
Atlanta. There's good pizza in Atlanta. And now that you put me on the spot,
Which one?
I have to think of.
You gonna say Antico?
They're good. No, they're good.
Antico's.
Antico? Geo's?
Which one is Gio? The guy.
I say Antico.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Antigua.
I say Antico. Yeah, but that's good pizza. There is. It used to be on. I think they're still open. Gosh, I haven't been there in a while. Vespucci's. It's good pizza on Peachtree, like right in Midtown. So in between the High and where WSB is.
Okay.
It's right in there. That's good pizza. And then I'm never going to remember the name of this place because, again, it's on West Peachtree, but it's like West Peachtree and south of 10th. And it sits off to the right-hand side. And they have really good pizza in there. And it's in the bottom of an apartment building. What's it called? You don't even know it's there.
Bottom of an apartment building?
Yeah, and it's an older apartment building because it's on West Peachtree.
West
and
Peachtree
it's
and 10th?
south of 10th. So
Oh,
it's going to be
south of
more
10th.
like 8th or something.
Oh,
It's kind of
so it's a couple past 10th.
Right. I'm like, back up.
Couple past
Gosh,
10th.
what is that place called? It's right there on the corner. Oh, they have good pizza.
They're still
Shout
there.
out to them.
Yeah. Them, that place.
They're still there.
Yeah.
Because I know they're doing a lot of
Them.
construction.
No, because that building is still there.
Oh, okay.
They have a little outside patio that's on the sidewalk. But you walk in and it just looks like you're walking into a door. You don't really know it's a restaurant in there, and it's a pizza place. And then around back,
little
there's a beer
speakeasy
garden.
type.
No. But it's there's like a beer garden on the back side of it.
This place sounds
There's a
awesome.
club.
Oh, wait.
There's a club on that side street.
By Cypress?
Cypress Street. Are you talking about them?
Yes. Okay.
The others, their pizza place.
The pizza
Yeah.
place that faces West Peachtree.
Right, yeah.
Cypress is on like the
Frustrating.
side street.
Right.
What is that?
Yeah, that's 6th and
It's-
Cypress.
Okay, so then it's 6 and West Peachtree. And there's a club on that street that one of the it's in the
Yeah.
middle of the street
We
and
walked
it's a
past
really
there.
I've
narrow
been there.
club.
Yeah.
I've been there.
What's the name of it? And it's almost like a loft area club.
Oh, we got to find them now.
Yeah,
Frankie's
I
has
can't
been there
remember,
sometimes.
but I know exactly.
You know what
I know
I'm talking
exactly. I
about?
know exactly.
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
talking
What's the
about.
name of the pizza place?
We've definitely been there.
Me and my wife on a date night, we went there and then like to the Fox.
Okay.
So it wasn't a memorable experience.
No, it was great pizza. It was great pizza.
It's really good
owned
pizza.
by the Cypress Street
It's
guys.
really good pizza.
Doesn't he own Nina and Rafi's too?
I have no idea.
It's really
You know,
good
Rafi's is
pizza.
good
I just
pizza, too.
can't. Where's that? I've heard of it.
It's on the Beltline. It's new.
It's
Ish.
new. Yes. Yeah. I've
But
heard
it's
of it.
it's Detroit style pizza. So
What is that? Detroit.
Uh-oh.
What,
I never heard of Detroit
what
style,
does Detroit style pizza
but
mean?
it's like
Deep dish.
Chicago style to me.
Oh, yeah.
It's like crispy on the edges.
They
though.
put cheese in the.
It's like pan
crust.
pizza. It's more like pan pizza than the deep dish. Deep dish.
Yeah,
is
we
like
don't do that in New York.
Thin and flat.
We don't do that in New York. But then I also, so when I'm home and like with the kids, we go to
Red Barons.
Red Baron.
The Red Bear.
Frozen pizza.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm talking.
You can order. You know that, Justin, right?
Yes, now I can
Red
relate.
Baron.
You can order and take out, Justin.
CC's. You go to CC's, right?
Right.
Yeah, did you order the whole pizza to yourself?
Oh
No.
no.
Isn't Red Baron a frozen pizza? Like
Yes,
in the
it is.
refrigerator?
It was hard in Clayton
You
County.
see what he's drinking, right? Bud Light, this
Right.
Clayton
uncouth.
County. Clayton County finest.
Exactly.
Bless his heart. No, but I do like pizza. It's Friday. It's been a long week. So
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
just
God it's Friday.
yeah. But I'm drawing a blank on my favorite pizza
I'm
spots.
trying to look it up.
But it's
Yeah.
fine.
Right.
Well, since you're so busy, how do you like to unwind?
Sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Atwood's.
End of question.
If I can. That's it. Yes,
Atwood's.
it's Atwood's.
Atwood's
Thank you.
Pizza.
That's it. It's
Shout
Yes,
out to
it is.
that.
Atwood's. On the tip of everyone's tongue.
That's right. Yes, it is.
There we
Atwood's.
go.
They also have really good Brussels sprouts too.
Hey.
Really good Brussels. What
That's
do they
the
do to
first
their
time
Brussels
anyone's
sprouts?
ever recommended Brussels sprouts.
Really? Oh no. Oh gosh, no Brussels sprouts.
You went to the
What?
pizza place to eat Brussels sprouts?
No, I went to the pizza place and
Oh,
got
because
pizza, but then I got a side order of Brussels because they were really good.
It's roughish because of the cheese.
See, I didn't say that. That's not what I said. Maybe that's why he gets Brussels.
What's so special about their Brussels sprouts?
No, they're really good. You know, they char them, they make them.
Yeah.
They're kind of crispy
Roasted.
and everything. Yeah, like roasted.
I used to not.
Bacon-y?
Put bacon on it.
Oh, I don't put bacon on. No, I don't eat bacon.
Oh,
Oh no.
I mean,
that makes sense.
That's good for you.
That's
some
fine.
people-
You're much better than we are. So.
Some people want bacon all up in their Brussels sprouts. I
Bacon on
don't.
everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Bacon makes everything better.
There's bacon flavored beer.
I know there is. Yeah, no, I've heard. No,
I had this conversation with my coworkers this week. I said, because I have a couple coworkers who don't eat pork in general. And I told them, I was like, well, God made bacon first. He's made the pig to keep it safe, you know?
no, I don't do.
It's that
I don't
divine.
do.
Swine
Right.
is divine.
So, what's the most memorable story that you've ever covered? Yeah, I'm going for the big
Oh
ones.
gosh. Well, I was very happy to be at President Obama's inauguration.
Hey.
It was freezing. I couldn't feel my toes by the end of the day, but it was just, monumentous. And it was amazing to be there and witness that. So, so that was good.
I cried.
Did you? I'm sure you probably had a better view even on TV. I mean, it was hard. That was a hard job to work, that day because it was freezing and it was packed and it was crowded and you had to walk and you
So
had to
the-
go through
the
security
body
5
heat of
times.
everybody
No, it
didn't
didn't
help at all?
matter.
The
No, it
hope
didn't matter.
warm everybody.
No, right, right. No, not that day. I mean, it was a frigid day out there, but and it was just a long day and a lot of walking and a lot of standing. But that was great. That was great to be there, and it was great to see all those people. So that was a good story. Gosh, there've been like so many, and sometimes it's like just little simple stuff. You know what I mean? It's like just interviewing people who are just everyday regular people, but they're doing something amazing, or they've overcome something that, you know, in their life that you would think is just insurmountable. And how did you do this? You know, and they're awesome people because of it. There have been so many. It's hard to say, but that's almost the great thing about this job. You know, there's as much of a routine as it is. We kind of do the same thing. It's formulaic in the sense that we do the same thing every day. We have deadlines every day. The people that you can meet, you know, it's always somebody different and somebody new, and it just, you know, they're all the fabric of this city in this metro area, and it's, you know, that's one thing that I love about the job.
Awesome.
I feel like that's a good answer, especially going into, or we are in an election year, and you know, we're hoping some things work out and some things don't. Right around. So right. Everything that's going around the Capitol Hill, that's a good answer. I like that. It gives us hope, maybe.
So is there anything that you're like really into right now? Any kind of movements or nonprofits, anything at all that you're just like?
There are several nonprofits that I work with and that I'm happy to support, and I do things with. Meals on Wheels Atlanta, very important. I would encourage you all to do that one day, deliver meals to elderly people around the metro area, because that's also an eye-opener. I think, you know, we have to remember to count our blessings sometime and realize how fortunate we are. And how unfortunate others are. And so it's a easy way to brighten someone's day. And you are helping people eat. Some people will sit in their homes and not get any help if it were not for an organization like Meals on Wheels Atlanta. So that's one of them. That's very special to me. I'm a board member also of Posse Atlanta, which is about merit-based scholarships to get kids to college.
Nice.
So it's not based on finances at all. But it's based on your merit, and it's just the idea of it is you go to school with a posse. So groups of 10 kids from the Atlanta area will go to a college together, so that they have that built-in support and friends, and they've met each other going through the application process, so they know each other, and they're, you know, 500 kids may apply, but only 60 will go. So, you know, it dwindles down, and so those kids get to bond with each other and become friends, and then they go off to college together.
Oh, that's a good idea. And that's Posse, Posse.
Posse Atlanta. There are chapters all around the country.
Oh, okay.
It was started by a woman who lives in New York City. She was mentoring a boy, and when it came time for him to go to college, he left and then came back. And she was like, "Why'd you come back? Like, why'd you come back to the hood?"
Right.
And he was like, "Well, I didn't have my posse with me. I just didn't feel." You know, I didn't want to be up there by myself, you know, whatever. Yeah. Right. That's the nutshell of the story. And she was like, "What do you mean?" You know, and he was like, "Well, you know, if I had some of my posse with me, I would have stayed." So she was like, "Is that what it takes? Like for kids to go to school together to be successful for 4 years, especially a sense of community and friendship. And then you already have like a built-in buddy, you know, and there's 10 of y'all and y'all already know each other. And so you're all from Atlanta and you go to college. And when you get dumped on that campus with 5,000 other kids, at least you know 9 other people already,
And
you know.
sometimes it's the middle of nowhere too.
Right.
It's a culture shock.
Right. And so many things happen. I mean, you know, you can experience a lot in 4 years in college, but at least you have that core group with you. And most of these kids, like all of them, are very successful. And Posse's been around for, I think the organization just celebrated, I should know this, maybe 30 years, 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's been around for a minute. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right. And
That's
right.
nice.
You never hear about it. Yeah. But it's been around for a while. So I don't know. I could be wrong. Again, it's been a long week.
But a long time.
But they've been around. Yes, they're not new.
20 plus.
Yes, I'm
20
pretty
plus.
sure. Yes, now I feel bad. Oh my
20
gosh.
plus.
Well, we are reaching the end of our episode.
Wow, already? Time to go?
Unless you want, we can keep going.
No. I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Just like, hurry up and get me out of here.
right.
Tucker, Georgia.
At the end of every episode, we like to highlight someone in the ATL or Metro ATL area that has been doing something great while representing the area in a big way.
Enunciate.
Yeah.
I know. We call it
You
the
got 2
ATL.
kids. Let it slide.
Yeah. We call it the ATL salute.
Okay.
But when we have a guest on, we hand that responsibility over to them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
More on the spotness.
Yeah.
The
So,
ATL salute. And it
Jovita.
comes with a dance.
No, he just does that from time to time. It's just, yeah.
And you can do more
Who
than
would
one
you like
person
to
or
give an
organization.
ATL salute to.
It's fine.
Saluted Posse for a second.
But that didn't get.
No, yeah, we need more.
Take that away.
We need more.
ATL
Oh, you're right.
salute. Oh my gosh. There are so many like great people. ATL salute. Let me think.
You can name them all if you want. Fire it off.
Gosh, ATL salute. That's tough.
Be like DMX,
That's
Rhonda, Shalish.
gosh. All right, ATL salute. Let me.
It can be like a restaurant or, I mean, if you want to do that.
It could be. Well, we already.
Well,
talked
she didn't
about
remember Atwood,
restaurants.
so
Right.
I don't think
ATL salute. Okay, let's see.
Pizza's so good, you'll forget the name.
Right. No, but it is really good pizza. You know, that place right there on the corner.
Yeah.
shout out to Atwoods.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
need
Atwood.
to hit
Now
them
I
up.
won't forget.
Won't
Now I won't forget. Y'all need to shout them out.
For the Brussels sprouts.
Right.
Absolutely.
For the Brussels sprouts.
Absolutely.
She shouted out the Brussels sprouts.
Not the pizza. She didn't say nothing about a brick,
pizza.
no brick oven, no crust, no sauce. The Brussels, though.
Yeah.
The veggies.
ATL salute.
The foliage.
I am on.
Can be a coworker.
It can be a coworker. Okay, so in this month of January, we welcomed a new team member, Jorge Estevez. So I will shout out Jorge Estevez. He's
Hey.
my new anchor at 5 and 11. I will shout out Justin Farmer, who is my existing work husband, and he's now anchoring at 4 and joining me back again at 6. So I'm going to give those two guys a shout out. Shout out to WSB, best station in the nation.
Hey, and shout out to Cox.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Cox.
Right.
Okay.
Shout out to Cox.
Hey, got to. Hey,
Right?
they pay my bills, man. What you talking about? Please.
Let's see. Who else can we shout out today?
Oh, you
know
went
what?
from not knowing one to just like you got a whole deck
That's
now.
Hey,
Just
two.
let them fly.
Okay.
That DMX song got in her head. She was like, okay, yeah.
I know some names. But you know what? I think Atlanta's we've started off the year pretty well, right?
Mm-hmm.
No major drama. I think we've done pretty well. Nothing
Knock on
crazy,
wood.
right? Nothing crazy has happened this
Yeah,
month.
that's not right.
Nothing
But it's
too
okay.
crazy.
Pastor Troy went a little nuts, but we going.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You said you were
So
bringing
you
up
know
Pastor
what? We're
Troy.
gonna shout out Lil Nas.
Hey.
We're gonna shout out Lil Nas for bringing in
At the Grammys.
bringing in a new decade with being himself,
Looking like a
doing his-
Pokemon master.
doing his- we're gonna shout, but I mean, that's a young man who's definitely made his mark.
Oh, for
in
sure.
a short amount of time.
The greatest single of all time.
I mean, who knew, right?
Yeah.
And it just started with a beat, didn't it? He told that story about how it all started. He was
Billy
sleeping
Ray
on somebody's
Cyrus,
couch. Right. So let's shout out Lil Nas X for, being the pioneer.
himself.
Right. Being himself, being the pioneer that he is. And let's see. But I don't think we've had anybody else say anything crazy though
Nah, I
lately.
think
Not yet.
Troy just doubled down a little bit.
Right.
Don't you worry. That train is always coming.
I mean, something
It's only January.
will happen.
It's only January.
It's only January. But as we close
Channel
out
2 will be there.
January, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll say
Oh,
this. Do you have a
He usually does.
going into Black History Month?
Okay.
Do you have any either organizations, events? Right.
Favorite black person. Who's your favorite black person?
That's hilarious.
Do you have any events or organizations that are going to do something that that you're going to be a part of going into Black History Month?
It's not for Black History Month, but Our House Atlanta has a big gala coming up in about 2 weeks.
Nice.
And Our House is a shelter for newborn babies. So,
nice.
Along with their mom. So, if you are a young woman and for whatever reason you are homeless while you're pregnant and you have a baby and you come out of the hospital and you have nowhere to go, Our House Atlanta provides housing for those moms with their newborns. And if they have other children, the other children come with them as well. The father of the newborn can come with them as well, but not the other baby's daddies, just the father of the newborn to
Yeah,
encourage
heard.
that family unit. And it is a shelter in downtown Atlanta. So they're having a big fundraiser on February 8th. So that's happening. That's a Saturday, right? Yes.
Big shout out to
February
them. Our House Atlanta.
Our House Atlanta. Yep, they have a website. They always need donations. They always need money. And that's why they are a great, resource in the community for women who find themselves homeless for whatever reason. Sometimes mom has kicked them out. Sometimes the father of the baby has kicked them out. Sometimes they were already living on someone's couch and then had a baby and they're like, okay, too many kids in my house, you got to go. Whatever the reason is, Our House Atlanta provides shelter, and it helps you. You have 6 months, and they have like their own private apartments. So don't think big shelter, one big room with everybody in it. They have individual units.
Nice.
So they can live with some dignity. There's childcare there, accredited childcare for the baby, so the moms can also work as soon as they are able to work.
Oh man!
After giving birth, and it's all about self-sufficiency. And really, the goal is within 6 months, you got to get it together. You got to find a place to live, and your kids got to be in school, and everybody's got to be good. So it's pretty comprehensive, and in that 6 months to get you ready to get back out there.
Oh, nice.
So that's a great resource. So that's coming up on February 8th.
February 8th, Our House Atlanta.
Our House Atlanta.
And you just got you have to be special to go to this gala, right? Like you have to have some.
No. You just got to pay for the ticket.
tickets.
Mhm.
Okay,
And it's not that bad.
You got to pay for
yeah,
the
it's
plate.
just what, like 3.
Oh, probably not even that much.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
And it's not
You were
even
thinking
black
100?
tie.
Oh, she's like, 1,000, you know.
No, I don't even think. No, I don't think. Seriously, I don't think the tickets are even $250. Seriously, off the top of my head, of course, I don't remember right now. But and it's not even black tie. It's not even black tie. So you can just look good.
I have a black tie.
Then wear it.
Not clip on,
black tie.
Christian.
Right.
Okay.
Not
never
clip
mind,
on.
Never mind.
There you go.
But
People tie those? Okay.
I'm sure because we are the ATL, there will be plenty of things going on for Black History Month.
Oh, yeah.
There's always something going on. But right now, as of right now, February is also ratings for us. So I actually try not to do too much during February because it's a big ratings book.
Oh.
And I try to be focused.
Why February?
You'd have to ask advertisers. But maybe February because it's
Super
the
Bowl?
beginning of the year. Maybe. I doubt it, though. I doubt it.
Okay.
I don't think it has to do with Super Bowl. I think it has to do with sort of kicking off. Like a lot of people, you kind of don't shop in January, but February, you're getting back into the groove of things. Right.
Re-up from
Right.
the holidays.
Yeah. Right.
And
so
then Valentine's
I think,
hits. It is the shortest month, which I don't. That's another thing.
Yeah.
It's
a leap year. We have
It
an
is a
extra
leap
day
year,
this
29th.
Yep. We have
February
the 29th.
29th.
Yep.
2020.
Look
Yep.
at God.
Yep. Look at God. So the United Way African American Partnership has their annual luncheon on the 29th. I'm emceeing that.
Hey.
And that's also a fundraiser. And they build libraries.
Wow.
In rec centers, books for kids to actually come and read. Usually there's a different thing. That may not be the focus this year, but they're always raising money to give back to the community.
That's on the February 29th, which you cannot forget because it only
Right.
happens every 4 years.
Right,
So.
exactly. Yep.
All right.
So,
Well,
that's it.
you definitely found some ATL salutes.
Yeah.
A few,
I know,
couple.
edit that as you need to. It's okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, all of them. All of them.
Okay.
Shout out.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
We are
Thank you.
very
Thank
honored
you.
to have you on here.
Thank you. Yes, I do believe this is my first podcast. I really do.
How was
it?
It was great. It was great. Not too
Great?
scary. No,
Yeah.
Not too scary.
Just a little bit.
not
Just
too
a
scary.
basement, 3 black guys.
It's just a basement with 3 black men you've never seen before in your life. In Tucker.
in, one way
In
out.
Tucker.
In Tucker.
Yes.
In Tucker.
Wood paneling.
One way
Wood
out.
paneling
Yes.
is terrible.
Fluorescent lights. I know.
Ceiling
right.
panels.
Right. Trap door.
This is true.
We wanted to make sure that was.
No, that's funny because he
creepy.
saw one. There's actually 2.
Yeah, no, I see the hinges right there. Yeah, I keep that one.
Oh God, we got to get a place.
Oh, goodness.
I know. Y'all need to find a studio.
We've been offered a couple of places. Like, just come record here. We're like, yeah, sure. But, I don't know.
Yeah. Something about.
Okay, think about it.
I'm just selfish because it's my house, and I'm like, I don't want to.
Right.
Well, now
Goals,
with a
goals.
newborn.
You guys have goals for
2020
growing
goals. 2020
goals
goals.
for growing the podcast.
Yeah.
Things
Oh,
you wanna
this
do?
year, yeah, we have a few things.
All right, see,
a
there
few
you
things
go.
cooking up.
Right.
Yeah.
Find
So,
a
Find a
studio.
place.
In,
Get a place.
in public somewhere.
Get a place.
I mean, I know a place. I know a place that has a studio.
No,
I
it
think-
can be in Tucker, but just have it be like
No, there's
business.
There's a place that has a studio like WSB.
I don't know nothing about that.
And that's
better
my
talk to Terry.
exit.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so
Oh,
much.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you like that episode and you want to hear more of the Atlanta podcast, you can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify.
Google Play.
We're on Google Play?
Yep.
We're on Google Play.
Oh shit.
And
Wait a minute, do you have a
also
you don't have an iPhone. My bad.
ooh.
Everybody doesn't have an iPhone, gentlemen.
Yeah, you're right. Only the people that matter.
Well, whatever you're using, help us out. Leave a review.
Support.
Give us some stars. However the fuck they do it on whatever you're listening. And
Thumbs up.
follow us on Instagram.
Yes, please.
We have quite the following. You get some exclusive content on there.
Videos from
Plus
my
we have
shitty
our own Instagram
phone.
thought, Justin.
Yeah, we got an Instagram thought, Justin.
I be thotting.
Follow us at The Atlanta Podcast. See you next time.
Peace.